Hey all, it's Aurelius. In this video, I'm going to share 35 plus tools I actually use in my business and day-to-day. The tools I'll explain in this video are separated in the following. Number 1, content creation tools. Number 2, productivity tools. Number 3, design tools. Number 4, sales and marketing platforms that I use. Number 5, team. Number 6, cloud and backup tools. As you may or may not know, on this channel, I actually talk about the latest tools and apps that I find interesting and ones that I think will help you in terms of your productivity. But which of the tools do I actually use? That's why I went ahead and created this video for you. Without further ado, let's get through the first set of tools, which is under the content creation category. And by the way, all these tools and resources that I'll be mentioning in this video will be in the description box below, as well as a handy PDF that you can download. Alright, so the first tool I use for content creation is the video editing tool, more specifically the screen recorder. So for many years, I've been using a tool called Screenflow. The only thing is, this is a Mac OS only app, and I've been using it for like 10 plus years. If you take a look at some of my videos four years ago, maybe 3 years ago, you find that I've used Screenflow. And that's a tool that I've used for many years, whether it's tutorials or online courses, and it's really simple to use, which is what I love about it. In addition, it's just a one-time payment, unlike other editing tools, which do incur like a monthly fee. Now, because I'm going to run through quite a number of tools in this video, I'm not going to show exactly how it works and a full tutorial on each of these tools. So let's move on to the second tool that I use. All right, so the second content creation tool is Adobe Premiere Pro. And this is the actual video editing software that my team and I use to edit all these videos on my YouTube channel and any of the short form videos. I, for the most part, do not do any of the editing now. I simply pass the raw video to my editors and they do the rest. But I simply have a subscription to do a bit of color grading here, and I like the fact that I have a advanced and more professional editing software that I can simply whip out and do any quick edits. But most of the time I don't do any of the editing. All right, the third tool is Frame, and my team and I use this whenever I need to share feedback on the latest video draft. And you can see in this example what you can do. You can simply annotate, circle things, and comment on specific timestamps. So rather than chatting on, let's say, WhatsApp or on Slack on the team communication software, can you edit this part at this timestamp? You can simply use Frame, which I'll open up here as an example, and I can see all the videos that are currently in draft or approved. And what we can do from here, you can see, is edit. Let's say the background music is too loud. I can leave a comment here, music is too loud, and right there it will provide a comment, and it shows the exact timestamp, which is at 0000. In addition, you can do things like annotate, as I explained. So if you want to edit this part, for instance, you can do that. And at the end of the day, it makes it easy for your editor and yourself to collaborate and just understand and gain everything with clarity. Okay, next up, for YouTube research and planning, what I like to do is use a tool called VidIQ. With VidIQ, I can type in a keyword such as AI tools, and then what it will bring up are a list of matching keywords as well as related keywords. And in addition, I can see how many people are searching for that specific key phrase on a monthly basis. So AI tools for content creation gets over 30,000 searches per month. I can also get some ideas for my next video. So if you search for more suggestions, you can see other suggestions like AI tools for YouTube videos. So AI tools better than ChatGPT. So plenty of other suggestions here and plenty of other searches that people are actually searching for. That's the main tool of VidIQ that I personally use, but there's a ton of other useful and valuable tools that VidIQ offers. So you can get some ideas for your next video. You can check out your competitors, check out your analytics, of course, and do plenty of other things all within VidIQ. Next up, as part of optimizing my YouTube videos, what I like to do is go to a website called Thumbsup.tv, drop in my thumbnail so that I can see how it looks like on different devices. On a web browser, for instance, on the sidebar, and you can see whether your thumbnail pops, whether it pops different sizes, and that's a great way to test it. In addition, you can see how your video title fits. So you can enter your video title here, drag and drop your thumbnail, and then you can see how the title fits. And what you'll notice here under mobile, it's actually cut off some of the video title. So I added the addition of step by step, but it's cut it off. So things like this can be really valuable when it comes to optimizing your video title and thumbnail. Next up, with all of my YouTube videos, I always get it transcribed into captions, and I use a service called Rev. What I like to do is order human captions as opposed to the AI generated captions. I've found that's really inaccurate, and some of the words I have to manually go in and fix up. So you do have to pay for the captions. It really depends how many minutes your video is, but at the end of the day, what I love about it is that it will transfer the transcript back to your YouTube video without you having to upload it manually. The benefit of adding captions to your YouTube videos is, firstly, most people are on their mobile devices and they don't always have their volumes on, right? You can use the YouTube auto-generated captions, but I found that also inaccurate, some of the words at least. So I want to make sure it's 100% accurate. And even with the captions, what you can gain from it is the SEO benefits. And it's actually good for the algorithm. I've spoken to a few other creator friends on YouTube, and they've seen a bit of an increase in growth and viewership by simply adding captions. All right, next up, as part of the kind of video production process, what my team and I use, and the one that I've been using for many years in terms of sound processing, audio processing, is a tool called Auphonic. All you need to do really is just drag and drop your audio file, whether it's an MP3 or WAV file, and what you do is you choose your preset, or you can set your own parameters. And what I love about it is you get these filters, right? You can use the adaptive leveler, do some filtering, loudness normalization, and this all sounds technical, but at the end of the day, what it will help your audio do is level it. So let's say you've got you're standing way too far, way too close, which actually will clip the audio, but let's say it's not. It varies, right? Your volume of your audio. It will go ahead and normalize it and level it at a certain amount. So you can see here under loudness normalization, I've set it to -16 LUFs. And it's also great if you're a podcaster too, where you're having 2 or more people talking on the mics and it's not even. So this all does it for you. All right, coming in at number 8 is the stock music website that my team and I use, and that is Epidemic Sound. So on the back end, what I love about it is that it recommends songs or audios that it thinks that you like based on your YouTube channel, and also more of what you like right here. So I recommend some of the other music based on some of my past downloads. So my team simply goes and heads in here, downloads the appropriate music track to then add to the videos as background music, or they could go in here and check for sound effects that they'd like to add, and this just enhances the video production. Let's now move on to the next category of tools, and those are productivity tools. The first productivity tool that I use, and one that's a real game changer in my day-to-day and my business, is none other than Notion. So you can see that I personally use Notion as my content planner, specifically for YouTube, since that's my main platform, and I use a Kanban board style. And in fact, this board right here, not including my content ideas, of course, is for sale if you're looking for a template that you can use to stay consistent with your YouTube channel. So a link will be in the description box below. But I can very easily, let's say, come up with an idea. This is my idea, and then I'll open up that and start scripting it. But what I've created is a video template that I have refined, created over the years, so that I can follow this checklist, follow my script, so that I know exactly what my video structure is going to be, and I just go ahead, fill those in. As easy as that. I can move on, record that, and get on with the next topic. And that's just one use of Notion for me. I track everything from my other launches, I've got my company info, I've got my reading and favorites and bookmarks, things like that. Some of my other projects going on, like the SaaS that I'm building. Yeah, there's really not much else to say, but this is the main workspace system that I use / project management system. All right, the second productivity tool that I use is the to-do app that I use, and that is Things. And I know for a fact that this is actually a Apple, so, Mac OS, you've got Watch OS and your iOS devices and stuff like that. So it's not really made for Android devices based on what I can see. And this has just been a game changer for me. I follow my to-dos every single day, and I'll just open this up for you. And this is just a list of things that I need to do today. Record 2 new videos. I need to create a waitlist for my startup that I'm currently building, and I also need to register for a trademark for it. So these are just things that I have on my list. It also syncs with my watch, Apple Watch Ultra, and of course my iPhone, so that everything's in sync. I can see what I need to do rather than just logging into my computer to see what I actually have to do. And what I also like to do is jot down ideas, things that I need to do, and simply put it in the inbox or in any time. And then once I kind of need to schedule in all of the to-dos, I'll just drag and drop it or schedule it in on the appropriate days. I've tried many to-do apps, but I've always gone back to Things, and it's a paid app and it's well worth every single penny. Okay, next up, this may sound similar, but in terms of scheduling things like meetings and to see the agenda, to see what I have on today, and also syncing with my wife so that we're not clashing in terms of our time and schedule, I simply use Google Calendar, and that's it. There's not much more to say about it, but that's a simple app that I use for team scheduling, meetings, and things of that nature. All right, the next tool that helps me with my productivity is none other than ChatGPT. Kind of a staple, right, in everyone's browser tab. And I've got that open, and what I specifically use it for are things like grammar checking. So I want to know whether I should use this word or that word when I'm doing things like writing my Instagram caption, or even when I'm speaking like this on camera. Sometimes when I'm saying something, I'm like, oh, should it be this or that? So I go in there so that ChatGPT can let me know and suggest what's correct, what this means and what that means, and when I should use this word instead of that word. So that's just one example. But another thing that I use ChatGPT for is, suggestions on the next thing that I should write. So when I'm actually writing a caption on Instagram, or let's say a story or an article, I'm stuck on words, then I go ahead, paste it in all into ChatGPT and let ChatGPT continue what it thinks I should say next. The next thing that I use ChatGPT for is content repurposing. So if I've got an article and I want to repurpose it into tweets or something of that nature, I can use that. The one time-saving thing that I use ChatGPT for is YouTube timestamps. So I simply transfer and upload that transcript of that video, the captions that is, from Rev over to ChatGPT, and let ChatGPT come up with a list of timestamps. So then I will copy and paste those timestamps in the description of every single video of mine. All right, next up, this one's a kind of content creation tool as well, depending how you see it, but it's also productivity. So, which is why I put on the productivity. This next tool is called Audio Pen. It's an AI tool that helps you speak, and it will summarize everything that you said into a few words, depending how long you're speaking for. And I talk about things like, let's say, embracing life's balance. So that's the other time I was talking about this. And the great thing about using tools like AudioPen and the like is that all you need to do is hit that record button, and then you can say whatever you want to say. You don't have to be perfect in terms of your speech. You can say your ums and ahs and be repetitive as you want, because what it will do, the AI that is summarize it so that it's something like this, right? And furthermore, what AudioPen can do is rewrite it in a certain tone. So it can be professional, casual, friendly, or specify your own custom kind of voice and tone. That is on their prime kind of paid option. So I've got the paid option with Audio Pen, and it's well worth it if you want to get some thoughts down, keep a journal perhaps, or use it for content creation. Okay, the next tool is called Magnet. This is a macOS app, and I know for PC users on Windows, they've got their own built-in window organizing system or app. But what I use this for is to simply do things like have one browser on the left side while I've got another browser on top and on the bottom right. So things like this you can really use for productivity. So you can kind of multitask, even though I don't really like multitasking, but it just makes it easy if I'm looking over one screen and I need to then, let's say, write some notes based on that. That's just one use of it. All right, next up, I also use a tool called Cursor Pro, which is exactly what you're seeing now with my cursor. It puts this kind of halo ring around it, so drawing attention to whatever you're pointing at, and it helps with these tutorials that I'm sharing on YouTube. So if I'm pointing at something, rather than looking at this tiny little arrow, you can see and visibly see the actual arrow, right? The cursor, and you can change the shapes, you can change the sizing and the thickness of it. So it's great. It's for Mac only. There are PC alternates, but this is what I use. The next tool that I use that also has to do with kind of your cursor and your mouse is a tool called ScreenBrush. This one allows you to doodle on your screen. So it's great if you're presenting, sharing tutorials like what I'm doing, sharing training. So if you want to draw attention to a specific thing, I can do so by simply enabling ScreenBrush, and now I can draw attention to this specific icon. I can also do little arrows as well. You can also choose the option to enter text. So if you want a list of things as you're kind of presenting, you can do that. Okay, for screen capturing and taking long screenshots of your browser, because most screenshotting tools only take what they can see right here. But with Snagit, you can actually use the scrolling capture tool. The scrolling capture will essentially capture the entire website if you're wanting to do that. I've been using Snagit for many years. I think when it first came out, which was over 10 years ago. So I've just kind of stuck with it. And whenever I need to take a screenshot, for instance, I can simply take a screenshot, let's say, of this thing. And then what you can do is annotate and point at different things. So I can use the arrow tool, I can use the text tool, different shapes, and you can specify the perimeters right there, and then also share it with a link. And down the bottom, you can see history of all your screen captures, which is what I love about it. But that's the screen capturing tool that I use. All right, let's move on to the next category of tools. And these are tools under design. The first tool under design is, of course, Canva. And I use Canva pretty much all types of designs, anything that I need to design, whether it's an ebook cover like this, or a worksheet, or an invoice too. I simply use Canva, don't have to worry about using Photoshop these days, and it even has AI built into it. In fact, I'm also using Canva to sell Canva templates as digital products. The next design tool that I use is Figma. I use Figma to create prototypes, and whenever I need to show what I'd like as an interface for, the software that I'm building, like this one example, which is an ebook tool that we're currently building. And you can see the prototype that I made. And that's a great thing about Figma. You can actually create prototypes that work, okay? Not the actual software, but prototypes. So whenever someone clicks on something, you can actually make it go to a specific screen or different section of your design. And this is just one example that I'm using Figma for. Plenty of uses, but I know there are professional designers that use Figma, but for my case, I simply use it for prototyping and just creating mock-ups. All right, next up, I get all my stock photos from a site called Unsplash. You may have heard of this. I know some others use Pexels, but I simply like to stick to one just to keep it simple. And I found Unsplash, the quality is, next to none. And these days, you've got a ton of photos to choose from. People with actual professional cameras, putting it and uploading it up there on Unsplash and other stock photography websites, and you can download this freely and use it for commercial purposes. But my team and I use Unsplash to grab some stock photos to use in our videos and our ebooks and things of that nature. Next up is icons. We grab all our icons from flaticon.com, and It's got a range of free icons that you can use, and we grab some of these icons to put on our thumbnails, like the YouTube thumbnails, and also using some of these on our ebooks and digital products. So it's a fun little, great way to enhance and make your assets and media a bit more appealing. Okay, the next category is sales and marketing platforms that I use. Number one is the online course platform that I use, and that is Thinkific. I've got my YouTube master course on this hosted, and this is what the backend looks like, where you can add your course curriculum, your modules, your lessons, all here, including your videos and any other assets. So you can integrate and incorporate different types of media as well, depending on your online course. In addition, you can also sell your course using Thinkific. So there's an e-commerce kind of platform that you can use, and you can manage all of your students and enrollments all within the same platform. The second platform that I use is ThriveCart. Now, I've got a lifetime account with them, and they're still advertising this, which is great. So if you're looking for a platform where there's no monthly fees at all, you get the latest updates, and they've been running for, I'd say, 5 to 10 years now. So they're not like running away or anything and getting everyone's money, stealing it, and not updating their software. They've made constant updates, which is great. And because I've got that account, I sell most of my digital products through this platform. What's also great about it is there's no fees, so they're not getting any transaction fees. Apart from you getting charged by Stripe or PayPal, whichever payment processor that you're using, there's no other fees. Just to list some of the benefits of using ThriveCart, you can do things like order bumps, you can deploy upsells and funnels, and embed your cart anywhere on your website. There's a sales tax functionality, as well as many of these other built-in tools like an affiliate center. So if you're looking to build some of these, it's all built in. Okay, the next platform that I use to sell my products is Lemon Squeezy. And by now you're probably thinking, why do I have so many different platforms? Why don't I just consolidate it into one? Well, firstly, Lemon Squeezy makes it really easy for you to start an online store, which is one of the reasons why I simply got this up and running. One called Aesthetic Ebook Covers. I wanted to just put this up and just test out Lemon Squeezy, and I found that it's really great, really user-friendly, and it handles all the taxes and all the back-end for you, so you don't need to worry about that. They pay you on a periodic schedule, that is, and all you need to worry about is putting your product up. As simple as, entering the name, description. You can sell one-time products, you can sell subscriptions, and set different pricing models. But I've got a full tutorial on Lemon Squeezy in the description box below. Okay, the next platform that I use is called Beacons, and this one is different because what you can do is set up a sort of link in bio page where you can do things like, of course, list all of your links, external links, and within your Beacons page, you can also build an email list. So you put in your newsletter and also sell through it. So you could very well enable your store and you can sell your products right there. I don't use this, but I use, as you saw, ThriveCart, Lemon Squeezy to sell my products. But there's that option, which is great if you're looking for kind of an all-in-one system rather than having a full web page. And speaking of email marketing and building an email list, I use a tool called Drip. So it's purely an email marketing tool, but you can use an alternate called ConvertKit. I don't really recommend Drip because it's quite advanced and it's not as user-friendly. I would say go with ConvertKit, but I just wanted to share that this is the email marketing platform that I personally use. Okay, for website building, at least for my main aureliustijan.com website, I use Webflow. It's been on Webflow for many years now, and I love the ease of it. Not only is it user-friendly, but you can be flexible with it and go as advanced as you want because you're given all of these options. So you can see on the right here with the styling, you can specify different styling for each of these elements on your page. And this was all designed using Webflow. However, on that note, if you're not looking to create a website from scratch like this, which is what I did, I recommend a web host called Hostinger because they've got a built-in AI website builder. With hosting as AI website builder, you simply describe what your business is about, what you're selling, and then it will generate a website for you within minutes. So if you're looking for an easier way to create a website with no code or technical skills, look down below. There's a link to Hostinger there, as well as my coupon code Aurelius, so that you can save further. Okay, the next tool is called Rebrandly, and this allows you to not only shorten long links, but it will also hide it and also make it look more branded. You can go the paid option, which will allow you to create branded links. So it'll be yourdomain.com/whatever link you want. So rather than having this long affiliate link, for instance, or this really long website URL, you can shorten it to just a really memorable URL that you can then share on social media. What's more is that you can track the amount of clicks on those links that you've just shortened and cloaked. So if you are, let's say, an affiliate marketer, it makes sense because you want to see the amount of clicks, or if you're looking for the conversions, and also if you want to hide your affiliate links so that it doesn't look as obvious, then you can shorten it. So for instance, there's a tool called Everlens, and I've simply shortened it to aurelius.link/Everlens. And this is an affiliate link. It's gotten 255 clicks, and you can get even more data by simply going to the link, and then it'll give you the stats on the geographical location of where those clicks came from and the demographics and a bit more info like that. All right, let's move on to the next category, and these are the tools that I use with my team. Okay, the first and one that you probably have already is WhatsApp. So I use WhatsApp for desktop and also mobile so that I can, quickly communicate with my team members, whether that's my developer, designer, or my video editor. It's all using WhatsApp. Okay, the next team app that I use is one that doesn't need any introduction, and that is Slack. We simply use it for team communication as opposed to those quick messages. And if we want to get in touch with the whole team and share more files, so more file-based things like docs, videos, audio files, things of that nature, then we simply use Slack. As part of team communication, the next tool that I use that helps train and also a way for me to share feedback with my team is a tool called Tella. I use Tella to screen capture quickly rather than using a tool like Screenflow, because with Screenflow, you're recording a screen and then you're having to upload it to somewhere like YouTube or other sources. Whereas with Tella, it's all hosted on their servers. So all you do is you install the Tella app and then you start recording. It also records yourself, like a little talking head on the corner, kind of like what I've got set up right here. And it records your screen. You can record different tabs, different windows, and all hosted. So if I want quick recordings, I simply use Tella as opposed to Screenflow. All right, these next couple of team tools, it's more so websites, is going to be for finding people to help you in your business. And the first is none other than Fiverr. I use Fiverr for quick kind of jobs and gigs that I need. In fact, I've found some good YouTube thumbnail designers from here, some writers, in fact, and also I tried using it for logo designs, which has been good as long as you find those that are, I guess, premium and charging a little more than the usual $5 logo designers. But that's that. The next website that I use to outsource is UpWork, and I predominantly use UpWork to find my developers and find my, let's say, writers, and my UX UI designers all come from UpWork. It's reliable, it's all feedback kind of scored, and you can see what they're doing. So if you've got a contract with them, you can see the screenshots, you can see what they're currently working on. UpWork is rather the more expensive route because they do charge a fee, and especially for someone like me who's hired a developer, it's costing me quite a large chunk. Okay, so those are the team apps that I use. The next category is backup and storage. Okay, the first tool that I use is Google Drive as my main cloud storage. So we upload all our videos, all our final videos and docs, everything all in Google Drive. I've just consolidated it there. I used to have Dropbox and plenty of other storage services, but now we predominantly just use Google Drive. For backing up my computer, it all happens automatically using a website and service called Backblaze. I've been using this for many, many years. It does it all for you. So it gives me peace of mind knowing that, yes, my system is all backed up, even though I've got iCloud going on. But with Backblaze, it is more economical because the pricing is significantly cheaper than a service like iCloud. So I predominantly use Backblaze to back up all my files and folders, videos. And what I love about it is that it all happens on the back end. I can set it all up at a certain schedule. So I'll just open this up showing you that the last backup was today in the morning, and you can set your schedule. And that's a great thing about using Backblaze. All right, so those are the cloud services I use to back up my files. What about physical storage? Well, yes, I do. I back up all my files and folders also in physical drives like this. The first is a typical SSD drive. I like to stick with SSDs because it's a heap of a lot faster. You're going to save so much time. I don't even bother with normal hard drives that have physical, parts. This is just the best. And the second thing that you can do, and what I actually prefer, which is because it's more economical, is building these NV2 kind of drives, NVMe or PCIe, some people like to call it. And what you do is you buy this enclosure. Everything can be bought on Amazon, and then you buy the little stick, the SSD stick drive that fits into it. All right, and then of course all plugs in via USB, which is great. And I found this actually faster than using one of these, and it ends up being cheaper, per gigabyte. Based on the maths that I did, right? So that's the first thing that I do. In addition, let's grab this, is this NAS drive. It's got 20 terabytes all up. So once these are kind of full, I transfer them over to this so that I can access my files, videos, or what have you remotely if I ever need to, because it all does connect via your network, and that's your internet. And I just like to have more storage because I deal with a lot of video files. I want to keep it, and instead of buying and forking out plenty of cash on these things, that ends up being more economical. Okay, but for fast things, fast transfers, I simply use these. And those right there are the 35 tools, apps, and websites that I use in my business and day to day. I hope that's given you some insight in terms of what I actually use as opposed to the thousands of software tools that are out there. So it's all condensed into one. Don't forget, I will condense it and provide a resource PDF in the description box below so that it's easy reference for you. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.